Hi, good afternoon, all of you. So, as promised, we are back again with the slot 2 students who just came out giving their slot 2 for CAT 2022. So, definitely after getting reviews from slot 1, हमें थोड़ा सा idea हुआ that DILR supposed to be the toughest section amongst all three. So, we have one student over here who's going to give us a brief insight about the slot 2. So, hi, what is your name?
My name is Tamanna.
Hi Tamanna, so what was your review about the second slot of CAT 2022? First of all, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling very nervous, kind of. I just came out of the room. So it was a bit lengthy. I mean, VARC section was a bit lengthy as compared to it. But there were no as like we used to give in verbals, para jumbles, odd one outs, but there were no odd one outs.
Alright, so Tamanna, I'll go section wise because that will give our students more insight about it. So, firstly, talking about the level of difficulty of CAT 2022, how was it? Moderate, very difficult, or fairly difficult?
I feel like VARC was moderately difficult. It was like quite lengthy, but there were sections in RC that we can solve easily.
Okay, speaking of the VARC, which is the verbal ability and the reading comprehension section, so again, what type of RCs were there? Can you just categorize those RCs? कि वो, for example, slot 1 में historicism and philosophical RCs थे. So slot 2 में किस तरह के RC थे?
स्लॉट 2 में बेसिकली मुझे एक आरसी लगा जो ऑक्टोपस बेस्ड था, ऑक्टोपस के बारे में. तो इट वाज बिट इजी और वो इजीली कॉम्प्रिहेंड भी कर पा रहे थे, तो आई गेस वो बेटर था. और उसमें एक म्यूज़िक रिलेटेड भी आया था और एक लिटरेचर बेस्ड था.
ओके, एंड व्हाट अबाउट द पैरा समरी?
देयर वर वेरी लिमिटेड थिंग इन दैट. देयर वर नो odd one outs at all. There were fill-ups instead of that.
Okay, okay. And because slot 1 में students ने कहा था that there were some type of questions जो आपके sentence filler questions थे, like they were there?
Fill-ups.
All right, so fill-ups were also there. So fairly out of 24 questions, what was your attempt in VARC?
My attempt was about 14 questions in VARC because I don't want to go for the negative marking.
Okay, and speaking of DILR, because of slot 1 students have mentioned that DILR was the toughest one. So firstly, because बहुत सारे viewers ये जानना चाहते हैं that DILR में there were 4 sets. So कितने questions थे each set?
2 sets में 4 question थे और 2 में 6 थे.
Okay, okay. And what was the level of difficulty of them?
आई फील लाइक DI का जो क्वेश्चन था वो बहुत ज़्यादा मतलब इंटरप्रेट करने में ऐसे लग रहा था कि बहुत मुश्किल होगा, बट जब उसको कम्प्लीटली पढ़ा तो वो लगा कि सिंपल था. उस क्वेश्चन को मैंने लास्ट में अटैम्प्ट किया, बट आई फील लाइक वो वैसा क्वेश्चन है जिसे हम फर्स्टली अटैम्प्ट कर सकते हैं, बट इट वॉज नॉट दैट मच टेम्पटिंग.
And what about the quant section? Because again, quant first slot में arithmetic questions were more. So what about quant in the second slot? What type of questions were there?
बेसिकली जब मैंने स्टार्ट किया आई फेल लाइक कि इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा अजीब तरह का पेपर आया, बहुत डिफिकल्ट है, बट then I choose to go from the back end and it was a bit easy from that end.
So out of 66 questions, what was your attempt in this slot?
In
how many questions you think that you attempted good out of 66?
I guess about 22 to 24.
All right, all right. Thank you so much. So she was the first student who came out giving the slot 2. Now we have more candidates over here who are waiting to give us reviews about the CAT 2022 exam. So let's just wait. So we have one more student over here. Please. And our topper definitely Sucleen is there. Hi Sucleen, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am good. So how was your exam?
It was fine. Verbal was quite good, I would say, and DI and quant was tough on the other side.
So let's go again section wise. हम थोड़ा सा इसको let's go let's dug deep into the slot 2 like we did in slot 1. So Sucleen, how about the VARC section?
It was good. Like 2 of the RCs were manageable. I did attempt them, and there was this rearranging part. This was a bit tougher, and there was this new part which was insert the sentence within the paragraph. It was also fine. So overall, I would say the verbal section was good.
And how about DI-LR? Because most of our students, they're quite nervous about DI and LR because slot 1 was very difficult.
DI was, I would say, not very easy, but it wasn't that tough. Like 2 of the sets were manageable, and the rest 3 were quite on the tougher side. But if like I attempted around 9 to 10 questions, and I'm happy with it.
And what about the quant? What were the concept break of the quant section?
Quant was majorly filled with algebraic questions, and that, like, I feel quant was the toughest section of all, and I attempted the least number of questions in quant because the maximum portion was covered by algebra.
So out of 66 questions, what was your best score? What was your best attempt in this slot?
I attempted verbal the best, and I attempted around 15 to 17 questions in verbal.
And in aggregate?
In aggregate, I attempted 30 questions.
Very good, Sucleen. So, which IIM or which B school that you're targeting, keeping in mind that what have you attempted today?
Let's hope to get in the best ones. I have no one in my mind currently.
All right. Thank you so much for the insight, Sucleen. And we have another student from Hitbullseye again. Hello, what's your name?
Hello, my name is Pragati.
Hi, Pragati. So, I hope that you are a bit relaxed from the morning, of course.
Yes, of course.
So, how was your attempt?
It was good overall, a moderate, I would say. However, VARC being the easiest, Quant being the difficult one this time. However, DILR was manageable, not so tough, not so easy.
Okay. So, because DILR, what were the number of questions per set in DILR?
5 questions per set for 4 total. However, DI was very easy. Unexpectedly, I would say.
Okay. Because in slot 1, people were saying that DILR was the toughest one.
No, data interpretation was easy. LR was difficult in this slot as well.
In this slot as well. Okay. So, what was out of 66? What was your best attempt?
I have attempted the questions which I was pretty sure in. I didn't make any guesswork and all,
Alright.
to be very honest. And I attempted the least in quant because the major portion was covered in algebra, as said by the previous person as well. And DILR, I attempted 1.5 set.
Okay.
DIB, data interpretation set was very easy.
Okay.
And VRC was manageable. 2 RCs were very easy. However, there's a new thing that has been put in this time.
VARC.
Yeah, VARC.
So, was it manageable for you to attempt the 3 sections within the time frame?
Quant was difficult, I would say, to attempt in the time. Yeah.
So, what is the number that you would want to tell our viewers that out of 66 questions, I have attempted 40 or whatsoever?
Somewhere around 22 to 23.
All right. Thank you so much for, and of course, which college that you're targeting this year?
Depends on the score.
Okay, all right.
Thank
all
you.
right. Thank you so much. And we have another student here. Hi, what's your name?
Shivani.
Hi, Shivani. So, a bit relaxed after CAT 22 exam?
Yeah, like finally relieved.
Okay. So, which section was the toughest? Again, starting from the toughest to lowest, which section was more tough and which section was easier to manage?
Coming from a commerce background, I would say quant was the most difficult for me.
Okay.
Other both sections were pretty moderate.
All
So
right.
they were-
And out of 66 questions, what do you think that how much you managed to attempt the number of questions?
I guess I attempted around 25 questions.
Okay.
So let's see what.
All right. And which college after, of course, giving the CAT, because this is the first step towards your dream college. So, which college you are actually, you're targeting?
Target should be always the 100% one. So I'll say obviously Ahmedabad, but I know this year it might not be possible. I'll see what happens this year then.
All right. Thank you so much. And have you also given the CAT 22? So how are you feeling right now? After preparing for so long and giving the best shot, how are you feeling right now?
Pretty much relieved and like, okay, it was not that big of a deal, which people have made it. So yeah, it was not that big one, like it was in my head.
Okay. And of course, talking about VARC and section wise. So what was your score? How much did you attempt out of 66 questions?
Around 25 questions.
And were you also of the same league that quant was a difficult one?
Yeah. Con and LR was pretty much moderate this time. It's like it was doable.
And DI?
Yeah, same. LRDI was moderate, doable.
And RC, of course?
RC was, I found a little tough, but it's like, okay, itna level to hota hai.
Okay, so because RCs we are still not able to get it, that RCs, because in the morning slot they asked more about historicism and philosophy. So what type of RCs were there in the slot 2?
Philosophical based mostly, yeah.
Okay,
Philosophical
alright,
based.
alright. And of course, you know, what are you targeting for this year? Which college, which B school?
IIMs only, but I really don't think I would be able to get in. But let's see if I get a chance.
And out of 66 questions, how many questions that you think that they were, 100% correct?
15, I guess.
50?
15.
15.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for the deep insight. And we have another student who gave us and who actually shared her views and her anxiety in the morning. So yes, let's get you back on the screen now. Hi, how are you?
I am relieved.
Absolutely, because after giving one of the toughest MBA entrance exam, I'm sure that you must be relieved. So, is it a relief that you scored good, or is it a relief that, oh, finally the exam is over?
It's a relief that the exam is over and that it was moderate from the last year.
Okay, so in 2021, you have given the attempt?
Yeah. It was quite difficult then.
Okay.
Of course, the quant was difficult this time,
Okay.
but everything else was fine.
Okay. So, if I say, of course, DILR, because people are more curious to know about the DILR part, and quant, of course, because RC, according to them, is still manageable. So, what about DILR? What are your views about this particular section?
See, I personally always have found DILR to be the most difficult for me. I can't attempt much there. But so today, it was the opposite. Quant was the most difficult one, and I could manage DILR. It was moderate.
So, even in the quant section, which particular concepts you found more number of questions in that quant section?
Arithmetic.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in the RCs, do you memorize some of the keywords from the RCs?
Yeah, surely I do. So the RC passages, 2 were easier and 2 were difficult. They were philosophy, history, science.
All right.
So, yeah.
So out of 66 questions, what is your best attempt this year?
See, with minimal preparation, I've attempted 18 questions in total, to be very honest.
All right.
But I told you, no incorrect question policy.
Okay.
So I managed that.
Yeah, of course, because negative marking this exam fetches negative marking, and you must be very sure before attempting, the question. So all the best to you, and all my future and our future endeavors to you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And we have another student with us who is again going to give us insight about the CAT 2022. Hi, what's your name?
Uma.
Uma. So Uma, firstly, relieved.
Yes, so much relieved that finally exam is over.
So before this exam, for how long you've been preparing for CAT 22?
For like 5-6 months.
5-6 months. And according to 5-6 months, what do you think out of 66 questions? What is your best attempt this year?
I think like quant was very difficult and DLR was moderate.
Okay.
So I attempted good number of questions in VRC and DILR, but I was not able to manage with quants. So I did like very few number of questions.
So around 20 to 25 is the range that you attempted good?
Yeah, 20 to 25, yeah.
All right. So, Uma, of course, I'm sure that slot 3 students are hearing you. So, what exact, I would say, what is the last tip strategy that you want to give to our slot 3 students?
Okay, just don't panic first thing because VRC is not like that tough.
Okay.
It is manageable. The 2 RCs were okay. Like they were easy to read. Like not very difficult to comprehend. You can easily comprehend them.
Give them tips about DILR and quant because they're more curious to know about that.
DILR was like 2 sets were doable.
Okay.
And they were easy to do, like moderate level, not so difficult. And if you try the third one, it is manageable to do the third set also.
Okay. So, number of questions per set?
Number of questions per set like around 10-12.
All right. Thank you so much, Uma. So we have another student with us. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Ashima.
Ashima, how was your paper?
The paper was okayish according to my preparation, but if somebody is prepared from a serious point of view, so the paper must have gone very nice for
From
them.
how long you were preparing for CAT 22?
6 months.
All right. And according to 6 months, what do you think out of 66 questions? What was your best attempt in this?
My best attempt, I attempted 55 questions.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a great number.
Yes, but I'm not sure about the cons part, how correct it might be. So yeah.
I hope you were aware that this exam fetches the negative marking.
Yes, I was totally aware about it.
So, if we have to rank according to the toughest to the lowest, how will you rank all the sections?
The English was the toughest, I feel.
All right.
And the cons part, then comes the cons part, and then is the reasoning part.
DILR part.
Yes.
All right. So, are you aiming any good B school that you have in your mind right now that you think that you'll be able to get into?
Yes, I'm thinking about Wellenkar and Xavier's. So my main focus is about them. So CAT was just a side one. Main is ZAT and GMAT.
All right. All the best, and all our future endeavors to you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I hope आपने सारे students के reviews सुन लिए हैं, and now we have the senior most faculty of Hitbullseye. I would definitely love to add more words from him because he's the one who's going to give you a deep insight about the CAT this year. Of course, after analyzing slot 1 and slot 2. So hi, good afternoon, Harinder sir.
Very good afternoon. Very good afternoon.
So definitely, sir, slot 3 students are just, they are just crowding in here. So last minute strategy, of course, you want to give them कि slot 3 के students ये गलतियाँ ना करें because you have heard.
See, we were expecting that the slot 2 is going to be exactly on the same lines as per slot 1, but there has been some differences in terms of the different sectional components. For example, talking about RC and verbal area, they have almost mentioned there is one new area. I hope you all might have heard from the students as well that there was inserting the sentences in the paragraph, which was absolutely a new thing for the students. Yes. And the level of verbal was okay in both the sections. But talking about the quantitative part, in the slot 1, students said that there was hardly one to two question of geometry mensuration, but here there were 4 to 5 questions as reported by the students of the same. Algebra has been 5-6 questions, and rest there has been 1 to 2 questions from each of the remaining areas. And as far as the DI section is concerned, as reported by the students, in the first slot there was no pure DI based set, whereas in the second slot students reported there was one set purely based on 2 graphs, where the 2 graphs were related, maybe something profit and the number of employees, right? But the students are reporting verbal to be on the tougher side in this case comparatively. And in the first slot they were said DI, though no one said that DI or quant was easy, so it was again the moderate level. But in the morning slot, students were saying DI was comparatively quite tough, and there was no direct set of DI in the first slot, right? So you can again expect a little bit of variation, 10 to 20% in all the sections, not more than that. Rest is going to be 66 questions, DI 5 questions each in 4 sets, and this is how you can expect it to be. So all the students of slot 1 and 2, I hope you have done it well, and all the very, very best for the slot 3 students. All the best to them.
Sir, we have even heard that 2021 was a bit on a tougher end, and this year slot 1 and slot 2 students have mentioned that CAT 2022 is bit on a moderate side. So what are your insights about it?
See, what we can feel is that we have observed over the years is that it is all dependent upon the students. It's basically on their individual strengths and weaknesses, because unless you have all the 3 papers or the 3 papers information in front of you, actually cannot compare. Students are reporting, some students, they themselves find verbal difficult, so they report it that way. So in general, it has been more or less just 5 to 10% variation on the overall difficulty level also as compared to CAT 21 or CAT 20.
Because sir, you are a quant pioneer, and of course you yourself are a gold medalist, right? So what is the last tip that you want to give to the students who are going to appear?
Exactly, students, I just want to tell basically all of you to just remain stress free. Do not take any pressure. Don't try to give any last minute changes you try to put in attempting the paper or the preparation. Whatever way you have been following to attempt in paper, just keep on doing that. And as I always say the students, I mention here also for all of you, जीत उनकी होती है जिनके इरादों में जान होती है, जीत उनकी होती है जिनके इरादों में जान होती है, पंखों से कुछ नहीं होता, हौसलों से उड़ान होती है.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. sir.
All
Thank
the very,
you.
very best students. Thank you so much, people. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm sure these lines have motivated a lot many students at Bullseye, and ये lines definitely आप लोगों को भी उतनी ही motivate करेंगी जितनी हम लोगों को या even to our students also have motivated. And of course after hearing words from Harinder sir, this is I think उन्होंने सबसे best बात ये बोली कि actually there's nothing called difficult or moderate or very difficult. It is actually on your preparation, on your skills. So some students may feel that RC was difficult, or some might be feeling that DILR is difficult. So do not get carried away. If you are you have a knack in DILR section, so don't get panicked कि slot 1 में difficult आया है, slot 2 में quant difficult आ गया. So don't get panicked. It is all about your preparation, and if you have prepared it thoroughly, then definitely your attempt will be great. So all the best to the slot 3 students, right? So again, you know, in my back, as you can see, that slot 3 students are crowding in for giving their best shot of the year, CAT 22, and this is going to be the final slot of the day. And because we know that CAT has always been one of the toughest MBA entrance exam, apart from ZAT and IFT and TISMAT, right? So we have one more student who's going to give us insight about the CAT 22 slot. So hi, what is your name?
My name is Gurmeet Singh, ma'am.
So he is going to enter for the slot 3. So any anxieties that you're facing right now?
वो तो मैम होगी, इतनी प्रिपरेशन की है, एग्जाइटी होनी ज़रूरी है, मैं तो कहता हूँ. नर्वस.
So आप कितने टाइम से प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं CAT 22 के लिए?
1 year, मैम. Exact 1 year.
All right. So आप like parallelly to CAT 22 preparation, what are you doing?
BCom ऑनर्स में अभी लास्ट ईयर ख़त्म हुआ.
Okay, so BCom के साथ साथ you've been preparing. Okay, so what do you think? Of course आपने mocks दिए होंगे. So आपका किस section में आपको लगता है that you have an edge over the others?
LR.
LR.
Yeah.
And I hope आपने slot 1, slot 2 के analysis थोड़े सुने हैं.
Yes, मैम, of course.
So what are your views about it?
ठीक है मैम, मॉडरेट एग्जाम में जैसे एक्सपेक्टेड किया था लास्ट ईयर जैसा ही है अभी तक जितना भी सुना है. बाकी कुछ डिपेंड नहीं करता है, जैसा एग्जाम होगा वैसे देंगे.
So any B school, any IIM you're targeting right now, you have in your mind?
ABC तो है ही है, IIM ABC and FMS.
Okay, okay. All the best, all the best. So he's about to enter for the slot 3 exam, and we have many students coming forward and actually voluntarily showing or telling their anxieties and their fears and their views about today's exam. And of course, I understand when we used to give any entrance test, the anxiety level, the stress level is always high. So at this point of time, definitely I suggest you all to keep ड्रिंकिंग वाटर. आप थोड़ा सा अच्छे से फ्रूट्स एंड ऑल खा कर ही जाना, बिकॉज इतना स्ट्रेस होता है अंदर एंड यू गेट पैनिक्ड. सो पैनिक नहीं करना है आपको, बहुत ही शांत और बहुत ही काम तरीके से आपको अपना पेपर अटेम्प्ट करना है, राइट. सो ऑल द बेस्ट टू द स्लॉट 3 स्टूडेंट्स. एंड हमारा स्लॉट 3 का एनालिसिस एंड 2 and 3 का एनालिसिस वी विल बी गोइंग ऑन लाइव आफ्टर द स्लॉट 3. सो स्टे ट्यून गाइज एंड डोंट मिस आउट. एंड अगेन आई एम रिपीटिंग, अगर आपके फ्रेंड्स हैं या और भी कोई एस्पिरेंट्स हैं जो CAT 22 के लिए वेट कर रहे थे, या फिर वो उनके लिए ये जो एनालिसिस है यू थिंक दैट इट इज़ यूजफुल, देन कीप शेयरिंग इट, कीप लाइकिंग इट. एंड अभी तक अगर आपने हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है, देन डू सब्सक्राइब आवर चैनल, बिकॉज CAT 23, 24 बहुत सारे एस्पिरेंट्स होंगे करंटली जो हमें सुन रहे होंगे. सो फॉर मोर एंड फॉर डिटेल्ड एनालिसिस यू कैन ऑल्सो विजिट आवर वेबसाइट www.hitbullseye.com. आपको वहाँ पर हमारे सारे एनालिसिस पेजेस भी मिल जाएंगे. एंड नॉट ओनली CAT, वी ऑल्सो हैव द एनालिसिस पेजेस ऑफ ZAT, IIFT, TISMAT. सो आपको सारे CAT एंड नॉन CAT एग्जाम्स के एनालिसिस हमारी वेबसाइट पे आपको मिल जाएंगे. सो थैंक यू सो मच. दिस इज नितिका साइनिंग ऑफ फॉर टुडे.